Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy reading in the area of love and relationships for the element of Earth. Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. If you're Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or have Earth high up in your chart, this message is for you. If you've never had your charts read, there is a base natal chart in the link in the description. It's not a sponsored link or anything like that, but it's just a nice, easy way to find a good one that you can check out, and it's not super expensive. It's like 20, 25 bucks. That way you can get an idea of what those are, and it's the base 12 houses with all the little signs and symbols, and then there is a 10 to 20 page report that comes with it. Again, it's a very basic chart, but it's a good place to start if you've never had it done before. So how I like to do the readings for relationships is we look at those who are single first, and then we look at those in a relationship. We see which chakra is lighting up. We get a message and the lesson that goes along with it. Then we get a message from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck, and then we pull some tarot cards to get a little more clarification on what all that means. So with that, Earth singles, we're going to start you out with, that's interesting, you're in the root chakra with number 1, the Strength card. This is saying, Earth, set a strong foundation. If you're single right now, Earth, this is a call to be prepared. Get everything ready. Do you have the job? Do you have the house? It doesn't mean you have to be the permanent house, but a foundation needs to be laid so that you can actually have the relationship. And this could also mean an energetic or emotional foundation as well. Like if there's some things that you need to work on, this is the time to figure out what those are. But I'm also hearing it's a good time to pay attention to the people around you in areas where they might see something that you don't, and it might be a little bit of an indicator of, oh, I need to work on this. And that doesn't mean they have to take all of their advice, because trust me, that's never going to be a good idea. But pay attention to what's a repeating pattern, Earth. So from our book here, we have the energy of Mars. We're in the first chakra. Mars is sometimes known as the warring god. He personifies the power of direct energy towards winning battles between the wisdom and the ego, exalted on Earth for surmounting obstacles and fearlessly fulfilling duties. He embodies the discipline and knowledge needed to evolve from the lower to the higher chakras. But like I said, you can't evolve beyond where you're at if your foundation is not strong. So the key words are focused will, resilience, finding your strength, taking action, processing truth, and a deep-rooted sense of commitment. Earth, this is where you get to really get clear on what it is that you have to offer. This is not about, oh, well, I need to gain these things. Work on that. Those are areas to grow. But where are you at right now? What do you bring to the table? And I don't care if you're male, female, that does not matter. What do you bring to the table? What do you offer as something, as a foundation for a relationship? And these are the things, and I will tell anyone who's single, but this is for Earth, so we're talking to Earth, things like knowing how to cook, knowing how to clean, knowing how to do your own laundry, knowing the basics of paying your bills. These are all foundational things, and that's what this root chakra is. This is your survival. Are you able to survive on your own? And with the Strength card, you have a very strong fire presence coming in saying, listen, we can do this. I'm going to bolster your will and allow you to step into this role in a better place. So Earth singles, this is a good time for you to explore your divine will, your capital W will, get clear on what it is you bring to the table, what you offer. Because the root chakra, and some people argue about this, and that's fine, but the root chakra is about you personally and your survival as a person. So when you know where you're at, then it makes it easier to say, oh no, that person's in alignment with me, so that's the kind of person I want to attract in. And when you're clear on yourself, you'll notice that people tend to be drawn towards you because authenticity is very attractive. So oh, this is awesome. Your message from the Wisdom of Whispers of Love Oracle is turn on your heart light, reflect on a time when you experienced love. When you can turn your heart light on, when your foundation is strong and you know who you are, fire or earth singles, this is where you get to turn on that energy from the heart. The foundation is strong, it elevates through the sacral, the solar plexus to the heart, and it shines like a beacon. You don't have to consciously think about it. When you are fully grounded and anchored and know this balance, then it automatically lights up the rest. And then when you reflect on a time when you experienced love, that could be passionate love, that could be love of a family member, it could be the love of, a friend, however that manifests, notice how you feel. Notice how your heart lights up. Notice how you change your experience. It's not something so simple as, well, I thought about it this one time and nothing happened. Then you weren't thinking about it. When you think about it from that state of, oh yeah, that one time, that was so, wow, I haven't thought about that in years. And you start going down that path of memory, your heart will light up. Even if it didn't end the greatest, think about the loving part of it. Because that way your memory is being activated towards, this is what I felt before, and I want to feel that again. And when your foundation is strong, you have a platform on which to build that energy again. So let's look at your tarot. Your first card is the Prince of Autumn. Dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous. These are all amazing talents and tricks that Earth tends to have in abundance anyway. So Earth singles, use the stuff you were born with. Cautious but wise, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. Earth, when you think about what it means to be an earth elemental energy, this is hearth, this is home, this is foundational energy. This is the energy of finances, of wisdom, of prosperity, abundance. There's a lot that ties into earth. I mean, all the elements have a lot going for them. But you have the foundation of the home. So the Prince of Autumn is saying, I've already been there, I've done a lot. I'm not a king yet, because I'm working towards that. And you're single, so that makes a lot of sense. So you have the dependable, the protective, the chivalrous, and the humorous. You know how to enjoy life, but you also know when to play, when to work. And the concept of chivalrous applies to men who are standing in their power. And for a woman, it would be to be the proper lady. You are standing in your power. Don't try to stand in each other's power. It doesn't work. It literally does not work. And when the Prince of Autumn is saying with this dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous, it's not saying only applies to men. No, it applies to when you stand in authenticity in your power. So Earth, you're really being called to look inside, get clear on who you are as a person, and then allow the universe to work and conspire in your favor. If you're looking for a relationship, this, before we even get to the last card, this is saying when you get this stuff clear, notice the doors opening. And it could be a whole different range of friend groups, it could be a new job, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can look at this, but we're looking at relationships. So when you're clear on that, and you don't have to have it perfect, I'm not saying you have to have it perfect. These are the areas where Source is bringing forward information to help you get more clear on things. Your second tarot is the Seven of Summer. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making decisions. Confusion arises from overanalyzing your options. You want to get clear on yourself. Don't look at everyone else's things. When you look at someone else's plate, well, I want that. Do you realize you have it on your plate too? That's where you want to not procrastinate. You want to keep moving. You want to get going. And you want to make sure that you are making the right decisions. That's where you're standing in your power. If this fairy wasn't standing in his power, he wouldn't be able to conjure his rainbow. If you are not standing in your power, you can't conjure the best possible life possible. Now, does that mean it's going to be instantly right there? Probably not. It might. You never know. The universe has its own sense of humor with a lot of that. And so Earth singles, this is your time to get clear on who you are. And it doesn't mean you have to solve it all, but, move that direction. And when you do that, the universe is going to start really lining things up. And if you're looking for a new relationship, don't worry about it. You get clear on you, let the universe have that part. If you're looking for a new friend circle, Don't worry about it. You work on you and watch what the universe aligns for you. So you really want to start by getting that foundation of who am I when I look in the mirror. You get that sorted out, Earth singles. Be prepared for things to get really interesting really fast, because that's where you're headed. So with that, we'll hop over to our Earth couples. Before we do that, like, comment, and subscribe. If you see something different with what I'm showing with the cards than what I'm saying, feel free to let your intuition guide you. You can type down in the comments down below and let me know kind of what you're seeing. It's always interesting to hear what other people see. As I said, I read from intuition, with the exception of the Sacred Mysteries chakra deck, because there's a lot of good information in the book. So with that, we'll just hop into our couples. This energy could be for you, it could be for your partner, so you're cross-watching, or between the two of you, you have a lot of Earth in your charts. So, Earth couples, you have, not sure what chakra this is, number 36 with integrity. This is saying you want to make sure you're doing the right thing, even when no one else is looking. And when we're talking about integrity within a relationship, this is being open and honest with each other. This is not hiding things. Now, Christmas presents and surprises, that's a different story. But you want to be open. If there's an issue, let's talk about it. Let's bring it forward. And Earth, you're really good at this energy of being kind of blunt and to the point. I mean, there's a nice bull there that kind of indicates that as well. So you want to make sure that you are approaching situations in the clearest possible way, with the most amount of respect for each other. Respecting yourself and respecting your partner is kind of what I'm hearing here. So let's take a peek at, oh, that's not good. We are in the third eye chakra, and this deity in the planetary association is Saturn, that stern father figure that loves you a lot but is not going to let you get away with anything. So we have Shani, which is the deity here. The Hindu god associated with Saturn wields a sword that symbolizes the cutting edge of discernment and moral values. The fierce spirited ox possesses the strength and determination to endure whatever is necessary to stay on the path of right behavior. So this is a call to, even if things are a struggle at times, Earth couples, you still need to be upfront with each other. You still want to be honest with each other. And what I'm hearing is if you can be open about the difficult things, it's going to be really easy to be open about the other stuff. So you want to make sure you're being clear on your communication. Your key words are law of cause and effect, karma, learning through experience, which Earth does anyway, hard work, endurance, discipline, integrity, maturity, morals, and restrictions. When you walk with the righteous persistence on the righteous path, going back to I Ching, this is calling you to stand in your core values. This is standing on your personal morals and ethics. How does that show up in the relationship? And what does that mean to you? If you've never sat down and written those out, try that. Do it on paper with a pen. Yes, I'm saying it, write it out. Because when you physically do the action, it helps solidify it to your consciousness. Typing on a screen doesn't mean much, but when you're writing it out, it does something to your subconscious mind, and so you get a little more clarity when you do it that way. And with this integrity energy in your third eye, this is about seeing, understanding, and communicating that with more clarity between the two of you. I'm also hearing, as a couple, being open and clear with each other is what needs to happen. You don't have to share everything with everyone else. I don't care if it's the mother-in-law, the neighbor, Sister Susie down the road. You don't need to tell them. It is not a problem to keep it within the relationship. It's actually better that way. So let the world outside of you do whatever it needs to do. Your integrity is within your situation. Another version of integrity is strength and stability. So you do have that option, or not option. That's what's being called to play here. Is within the relationship, you guys are a unit. You're strong, you're powerful, you don't have to worry about the outside world, which is really cool, actually. So your message from the Whispers of Love is embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. That may not be easy for Earth. You tend to be more grounded and logical, but when you're in the relationship as a couple, allowing your emotions to talk to each other, giving yourself that vulnerability. Obviously, you want to make sure you trust each other, so that's important. And our number here is 18. So you're looking to really bond. And when we have like this unicorn energy, this unicorn that's what you've collected in your partner. You've got the unicorn. This is the person who's with you through thick and thin. There's not going to be a lot of drama. Here's what I'm hearing. And when we embrace our emotions with our partner, you get to embrace life through the eyes of your partner and they through your eyes. So it's not just a simple thing of, I accept my partner where they're at. No, you're feeling with them. So when they're excited, you're excited. When you're excited, they're excited. You feed on each other's emotions and grow with each other, and that's a really powerful energy that's coming in for you, Earth couples. Is you get to experience something that a lot of people don't this month. At least that's, and just in general, but that's this month you get to experience it. There we go. And that is that feeling of connection and closeness where the two become one. It's like you're seeing a glimpse into each other's minds, which is pretty cool. Your message from the tarot, the first one is number 20, big life lesson here. We have renewal, 20 in the major arcana. Review the past and the present so you can make a bright new future. Understanding your life purpose, releasing judgment of yourself and others. Maybe if you've been together for 10, 15, 25, 30 years, you want to redo your vows. And that's a public statement that you still love and care for each other. Renewal is about rebirth. Renewal is about growing together. You get to review the past and be like, well, that wasn't the greatest, but that was amazing. That was a lot of fun. Let's do that again. And so you get to check things out, see where you want to go next. And it allows you to free yourself from the judgment of, oh, I've put on a couple pounds. My partner won't think I'm sexy. That's not true. They come home, look at you and like, dinner. You don't have to worry about a lot of that stuff when you get to those points. And with this renewal energy, what brought you together in the first place? Go back to that. Renew it. Your energy this month is really strong anyway within the relationship, but when you go back and renew, it tightens that bond. It brings you closer together. It reminds you those days when he just won't put his laundry in the laundry basket, or that day where she has her hairbrush laying on the counter. It's okay, because you remember how you came together and it was those cute little quirks that you loved so much. Go back to that feeling. Yeah, you're still going to have to deal with the socks next to the hamper. You're still going to have that hairball sitting somewhere. That's fine, because that's not important. I mean, it's annoying, but it's not important because you have that connection that's going on here. And that's what this is talking about. Embracing your emotions, seeing through the other person's eyes. Again, I'm going to point out, you have the unicorn. You have the mate that you've been looking for. And that is a powerful statement from the universe. Your second card is the Four of Winter. Set aside your concerns for now. You can make decisions later. Solutions that come from meditation and the need for sleep or a vacation. Sometimes the best form of renewal is just taking a break. Go on a trip. Go to somewhere out of town. Go to a dinner where you don't have to cook. Neither one of you have to cook. Do something that is relaxing for you. The Four of Winter is not so much, oh, well, you have to shut everything down and stop. No, take a break. Go have fun. Go relax. I'm not sure why I just had this image in my head, but for some of you out there, there's this energy of the two of you at a water park. Like, go have fun. Act like children. Relax. You don't have to carry the, I'm Earth, I am very serious, I have to monitor all finances, that's fine most of the time. Go have some fun. Go relax. Do something that makes you happy. And giggle. Allow yourself the blessing and the odd joy of giggling at something stupid. Go to a comedy show. Growing up, there was a place in Montana. One of the universities would set up these amazing plays at this ghost town. And one of them, they always did a kind of a little bit of a body act at the end. It was a little naughty, but it wasn't perverse. It was just a little more tongue-in-cheek. And it was one of the funniest things I have ever seen. And there's times I'll still think about that. They still do it to a certain times of the year. But do something like that where you're just going to have fun. You're going to laugh. Find a comedian that's coming close to where you live. Go to that. but do something that relaxes you, that's fun, is what I'm getting here. And that actually is kind of the perfect tie-up, because that renewal and the Four of Winter, you renew each other by finding peace and joy with each other. And that's what this is being called to do this month for Earth. You're in a good spot, everything's looking amazing, but don't forget to have fun along the way. So with that, I will let you guys and gals go. Have a great month of March, and I will see you in the next video.